What the fuck is up, Carnival Spirits? I'm TJ, and I'm joined by Panic17. What the fuck is up, dude?
Chilling. Didn't realize that you started this.
Yeah, we're fucking going. I'm also joined with DonChaos, the Dawn of Chaos. How you fucking doing, dude?
I am doing awesome.
All right. And last but not least, we have Cali Green Too Fresh, the one and only. How you doing, man?
Whoop whoop, just chilling.
So, Skreeem.
Oh, yeah.
Leave that in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, that.
Oh yeah, that song.
All right. Back to business.
That was awesome.
We were all just breaking the fourth wall and got distracted.
All right, dudes. So, I mean, then we'll do it like this. What do you have to say about Skreeem off the Mighty Death Pop, ICP, Hopsin, Tech 9, Cali Green Too Fresh? Go.
You know, after we listened to it, I remember, like, not really liking it. After just listening to it...
Sorry,
I didn't mean for that to go over, but no, ICP's lyrics in there are really pretty good, actually. It's Hopsin that I really don't care for. At first, he was good, you know, fucking Kill Me or Kill Her, and Sag My Pants were pretty good. The Ill Minds are dope, somewhat, but to me, he just started talking too much shit, like on his videos. It's like, okay, dude, you could talk shit. You could put people down that like to live a certain way. You got anything real to say? And then, you know, he came out with the one talking about his friend and the drug problems, and those were cool, but he lost steam from me, and he just started, like, putting too much people down, and I just, like, whatever.
So it basically comes down to this. During the time that Mighty Death Pop came out, two of the biggest names making a roar in the underground, Tech 9, Hopsin, you know, they both made an appearance on this one song with ICP, which is fresh as all motherfucking hell. You know, even still today, those two names, high in the underground, well respected, two of the biggest names, you know, today. ICP got them on the same fucking track, which is pretty fresh. It is a very clowny beat. I personally think that everyone's there on point lyrically. The DJ Clay World Upside Down mixtape, for the remix that was done on there, that was way darker, which had that amazing fucking feel where instead of starting out with ICP, it started out with Hopsin into Tech 9 and polished it off with ICP, and it hit harder. You know, the one on Mighty Death Pop actually it's really clowny. You know, no hate to Mikey Clark, because he's the... But the one from A World Upside Down definitely hit way harder. That's my personal opinion.
I forgot about that. They did a remix.
Yeah, who did that remix, DonChaos? You were telling me earlier it wasn't actually DJ Clay. Who did it?
His name is like Joe Strange or something.
Oh, Joe Strange from Eminem's clique.
Really?
You don't remember when they announced that they hired Joe Strange from the shady fucking team? This dude jumped ship and he left Eminem's squad and joined Psychopathic like a couple years ago.
That dude has a good idea for beats, though, from what he's been doing with Psychopathic.
I don't know if that's the right way to say it, like jump ship. He just like took a job offer. Like he used to be Eminem's Joe Strange.
Wasn't he on like Psychopathic Radio maybe once or twice?
I think so.
Probably.
I think I might have seen him on there.
I mean, to say the least, they're the most well-known names in the underground. You know, Hopsin made the what is it, the XXL magazine cover, like Rookie of the Year a couple years ago. Is
Yeah,
that what it's called?
they call it like the freshman cover or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not rookie, freshman. Yeah, he's definitely one of the most well-known names in hip-hop in the underground. And then there's Tech Nine. And Tech Nine has forged his career. Right now, if you don't know who Tech Nine is, you don't listen to hip-hop.
Yeah. I think it's kind of safe to say that this song or the people, the Tech and the Hop could have been done without on this album. I don't know how y'all feel, but for me, probably just the whole song itself could have been done without.
The song starts off with Violent J and Shaggy. I love their fucking verses. Shaggy's got, references to scratching his nuts, which is a staple for Shaggy 2 Dope. I mean, he loves rapping about his nutsack. And actually, the whole song has a double entendre to it, where they're basically saying that Skreeem is a metaphor for fucking coming. Oh shit, I'm coming. I'm about to blast. You know what I'm saying? Hopsin mentions it. I forget how it goes, but there's a double entendre to the whole Skreeem, and what the fuck, like a wild banshee. And it also has that,
And then Jay's like, busted up like a wild banshee.
Oh, that's right. The other fucking repeated line is, they can't stand me, but they can't command me. It doesn't matter what you think about ICP, Tech Nine, or Hopsin. All right?
You can't knock that hustle.
That hook is great. They can't stand me, but they can't command me. That goes for Hopsin, that goes for Tech Nine, that goes for ICP.
Yeah, it's an interesting song, but even though I'm usually not one for remixes, I do like the beat to the remix for some reason better. I don't know why. It's very catchy and you can nod your head to it. That's like one you can listen to when you're just chilling, where the original, you can just listen to it if you want to spaz out. So that's what makes it good too. And I do like the piano on the original.
The original, Mikey Clark's got that. I don't know, Panic. What else? Because I know that you got less time on the hangout. So what are your final thoughts on this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't mean on Hopsin and Tech Nine in general, but what do you think about the double entendre of like, I'm coming, Skreeem? I mean, it's like it's like jerking off and then splooge. Like that's basically a metaphor for ejaculation.
Right. I mean, the thing about Hopsin is... No, I'm just playing with you. No, I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I obviously, ICP's parts more, but I've just never been into, that style. I don't know, like songs about sex and all that shit. I've just never really cared for them. I don't know why, but, yeah. Unless it's, like cherry pie, like funny shit, like the older ICP songs, kind of like that. I like those. Those are pretty fucking funny.
Well, that's why you like ICP's parts, because they got that flavor. You know what I mean? Shaggy's scratching his nutsack, and Violent J's, busting his mattress.
Cool. They're not trying to be like, oh, I'm the cool guy. I'm cool. No, it's funny. Like it's a joke.
It's like Wayne's Brothers type humor.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm out of here, you guys.
Hey, thanks for joining the hangout, dude.
Yep.
Later.
Whoop, whoop.
We'll see you later, man.
Later, you guys.
I gotta head out. I don't know how long y'all are gonna be here, but I'll check with y'all.
Yeah, no doubt. Pleasure's ours.
All right, we'll see y'all.
See ya. All right, since we're recording, let's get this shit over with, because I'm only getting drunker. We are continuing the Mighty Death Popcast, and this episode is for Skreeem, and that is featuring Hopsin and Tech Nine. And this is pretty much the only special guest feature on the main album. There's several other features on the Mikey Clark's Extra Pop Emporium, and Hell, there's even a bunch of features and collabs on Smothered, Covered, and Chunked. Am I wrong?
Yep, there was even features mentioned that were supposed to be on the main album that never really made it.
Which ones were those?
One was like legendary hip-hop group Onyx and stuff. Remember when they were talking about that on Psychopathic Radio?
Are you telling me that Onyx was supposed to be on the Mighty Death Pop?
Yeah, they didn't say if they were just talking like they were supposed to be on the main album. I'm like, well, if that's going to happen, that's obviously going to be dope because Onyx is a really good old hip-hop group.
So what, did they make a track and it never made the cut, or did they never actually get around to recording? I would love to fucking hear an ICP and Onyx track. Are you fucking shitting me?
Because if you've ever heard Onyx, they almost sound like Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, they're affiliated with them, but you can tell they're East Coast just by their beats and stuff, which is cool.
I mean, I know we're not there yet, but later on in this fucking Mighty Death Popcast, we're going to talk about the Ghetto Boys. And the Ghetto Boys working with ICP, and how fucking awesome that was. But this is Skreeem. So today we're talking about Tech 9, and we're talking about Hopsin. Which one would you like to start with, Chaos?
We could talk about Hopsin.
Okay. Hopsin is one of those dudes that kind of polarizes the scene. I like his verse on this track. I like his verse on this track because it feels like it's an honest verse where he's admitting that he's a fucking asshole, and that's kind of how I feel about him. He seems like a fucking asshole. He likes to troll. ICP has reached out to an MC who is making huge waves in the underground. You know, this is something that they have in common. And Tech 9 as well. Like, Tech 9 is one of the most well-known underground juggernauts.
And he's worked his ass off just to promote himself, just to get to where he is now.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to say this, but he's kind of an underdog and a juggernaut, you know?
Tech 9's like made a good point. He says, in the word of BET, his image is too rock and roll. In the words of MTV, his name is too gangster to be on TV. And in one of his old songs called The Industry is Punks, he's saying, how are you going to say black people won't listen to this and listen to that? Because he's like an oddball. And at the beginning of the song, he's like mimicking like an interviewer or an old person who used to be on one of his old record labels that screwed him over. He's like, oh yeah, and your orange hair is so not black. So he's kind of gone through record deal bullshit too, like ICP did.
And then, of course, Hopsin went through the whole Ruthless Records ordeal with Eazy-E's widow. Is that who it was?
Yeah, with his wife, basically.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of these artists have shown, yeah, we were trying to show that the music industry, you got to watch where you sign, so why not start your own label? Because then you have the freedom to do whatever you want. And people don't hold you back.
Look, for all these guys to get together on one track, it's a really hype track. You know, Skreeem, the whole double entendre of fucking getting off, kind of makes it a little dirty, kind of makes it a little risque, and that line, they can't stand me but they can't command me, that's the fucking motto, you know? And
I wonder what that means.
Well, you know, you look at your position, you know, how many motherfuckers out there can't fucking stand ICP? And then Tech 9, he has his naysayers as well.
Yeah, because you have a lot of people that talk down on him too.
That's right. Now Hopsin's got a lot of haters. I got a lot of friends that do not like Hopsin, but there's one thing that rings true. Nothing that they fucking say, no venom that they spit, you know, can ever really fucking affect him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't stand him, but they can't command him. So, as much as I'm not really a huge fan of Hopsin, I really like that sentiment. People can't fucking stand me, but they can't command me. I mean, that's uplifting. That's something a juggalo would like to feel, you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of ICP songs do. They really uplift you. All right, So I actually have a list here that I want to run down with you real quick, and we're going to talk about Joker's cards that feature other artists. ICP putting other people on their album. Excuse me.
We could also call this list ICP working with also well-known rappers also too.
That's right. So in Carnival of Carnage, when they put out the first Joker's card, who did they feature on the album?
Well, Kid Rock, but that's back when he used to be a rapper / rocker, back when he was actually cool at one point.
I actually think that Kid Rock is still cool.
I mean, I still like that one song where he goes, and we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things. I do love that song.
Yo, he's got some charisma. He's got a good live show. Again, that's subjective. I have other friends that don't care for Kid Rock, and they actually used to. So, again, everybody is free to like or dislike any of these motherfuckers, but we're talking about early 90s Kid Rock. And we're talking about ICP getting a dude from their hometown, right? Their home city of Detroit. I don't even know. He must have been like fucking 11 years old, but he was fucking Kid Rock. Fucking Kid Rock in the fucking mic. And that's what his name was, right? Kid Rock?
Yeah, and he just started out as a DJ at one point, apparently.
Apparently that kid could rock.
Yeah.
All right, so who else is on Carnival of Carnage?
Well, then there's also Capital E, and then there's Isham, and then Jump Steady.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody on the Ringmaster?
Then there's only one, and that's Capital E, and he's on House of Mirrors.
Okay. What about Riddlebox?
Not that I know of. There's none on there.
I guess it's worth mentioning that Legs Diamond made his appearance on the Riddlebox. Is that not true?
Yeah, that's like when people really started noticing him.
I mean, no, he might have been on other fucking sideshows, but I mean, he wasn't on the Ringmaster. All right, Great Malenko. There's obviously a few features on Great Malenko. They're not exactly collabs, right? But who's the first one that comes to your mind?
Alice Cooper doing the intro.
Fuck yeah, dude. When I heard that,
The legendary Alice Cooper, yes.
No, that was the fucking most epic intro. All right, who else is on the Great Malenko?
Well, I always forget, like on Piggy Pie, he's a famous guitarist, but I know on Halls of Illusion, Slash from the legendary Guns N' Roses does a guitar riff on there.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either, but he's a guitarist from the Sex Pistols who did the Piggy Pie riff.
That's who it is.
Yep. And of course, Legs Diamond all up in that piece. Kind of amazing when you think about it. Slash and Alice Cooper and dude from Sex Pistols all on the fucking same record. I mean, we're talking about a hip-hop record here. The Great Malenko is a fucking masterpiece. All right, next on the list, the Amazing Jekyll Brothers. Who comes to mind first?
ODB. From the legendary Wu-Tang Clan.
The late, great ODB.
Rest in peace.
And ODB performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos before he passed away as well.
I don't care what anyone said. That dude was a good rapper. He had a lot of humor to his rapping, too, if you listen to Wu-Tang Clan.
I remember back when they collaborated, you know, ICP did another song called Dirty and Stinkin', and it was on ODB's album.
Yep.
And there's actually a couple of versions of that song. Yeah. All right, let's move this right along. Also on the Amazing Jekyll Brothers, you've got who?
Snoop D-O-double-G.
For Rizzle, my nizzle.
Which is awesome, even though a lot of people say Snoop Dogg's fallen off now, but back then, the dude was a phenomenal rapper, I'll tell you.
What are you talking about? How are you going to fall off when you upgrade from a doggy dog to a fucking lion?
Right, and like I said, some people need to watch that documentary.
But you're right. What's the name of the documentary? I've seen it.
It's just like called Reincarnated after the Renegade album that he made.
Right, Reincarnated. I like that song, No Guns, that Snoop made with his daughter. Have you ever heard that?
No, but I've heard some of the Renegade stuff and he did it, and it actually sounds pretty good.
I don't know, man. When you get pigeonholed into one type of music, gangster rap,
Yeah.
it's difficult but he didn't even, because he segued into popular rap. He's just making like club bangers, like Drop It Like It's Hot, right? That was Snoop.
That was a popular song back in the day.
That was like that's one of the most popular songs. I mean,
well, and he's even said in old interviews when he was still doing straight rap, he was influenced by a bunch of other music besides rap. He was influenced by soul, disco, and even Renegade and all that.
The Reincarnated documentary is fucking awesome. I'll tell you right now, the first half of it is all about Snoop Dogg's journey into Rastafarian, right? He's down in Jamaica.
And paying tribute to the late, great Bob Marley.
That's right. And if you don't give a shit about any of that, the Rasta lifestyle, don't give up on this documentary, because it isn't even until it's halfway over that they start going back into his history. And when they actually start talking about his experiences growing up in the gang life and what he had to deal with getting harassed by the government and how he was bedside with Tupac right before he died. Oh, this is an amazing documentary. You guys got to see it. Fucking Tupac and Snoop Dogg were feuding right before he passed away, and they reconciled in the fucking hospital room. It's amazing. You got to hear him talk about it. It's the fucking realest shit ever.
And he talks about like how the government was viewing him as a bad guy and trying to accuse him of murder charges, because back in the 90s he was in trouble on gun charges and stuff, supposedly.
Murder was the case that they gave him.
Like, did you ever, if there's this good documentary, it's called Welcome to Death Row, and he's one of the people that they interview when he used to be on death row, and that's when he left. It's very interesting. And then, of course, years afterwards, he starts taking shots at him because they did owe him a lot of money and they were holding him back.
All right, listen, speaking of fucking friction amongst your business affiliations, also featured on the Amazing Jekyll Brothers is the legendary and hilarious Jerky Boys. What you know about that, Chaos?
Oh, we all know who the Jerky Boys are. If people don't remember listening to those comedy CDs, there's something wrong with them.
When I was in junior high, back in the early 90s, I used to listen to the Jerky Boys on cassette. Before CDs were a thing. The Amazing Jekyll Brothers, I don't know. It seems like the Great Milenko features the rock and roll legends, and then Amazing Jekyll Brothers features the hip-hop legends, Snoop and ODB. Then you throw in the Jerky Boys for the comedy relief, and then also Twisted with the, I like my chili so goddamn hot that... I love that shit. And you know how Panic said in the last fucking Popcast, I may be ugly, but at least I ain't got no money.
I want a motherfucking Cholito, man.
Yeah, the Jerky Boys are my shit, man. I grew up on that. So there was a lot of nostalgia for me in the Amazing Jekyll Brothers. And I'm sure all the woo heads out there that never even heard of ICP, you know that those hardcore fucking loyal woo heads were like, what's this ODB's do on this motherfucker's album? Let's check out this fucking Bitches track. That's the game. You got to work with someone who's got some clout,
Yep.
Fuck, dude. And hey, listen. Also, you know who else they put on the Amazing Jekyll Brothers? Twisted.
Yep.
And Twisted were brand fucking new. Okay? Twisted was on fire in '99 with Most Tasteless out. Before Freak Show, I love Echo Side. That song is amazing. We can't talk about fucking features on Joker's Cards without giving Twisted the illest fucking props ever. They also show up on fucking Wraith, right? But you also got Jump Steady, ABK, Blaze, Esham. I don't know. Who else is on the fucking Wraith? That's about it. Mike Peasy Weezy for Sheezy fucking produced it. That's the thing. That's the first Joker's card that wasn't put out by Mikey Clark. So, all right. Do you have anything to say about the features on the Wraith? Because you know Jump Steady did the intro. ABK was on... I think he just did a couple of, like, drops on Birthday Bitches, you know? Of course, Blaze is on the hidden track.
Bitch Slappers or something.
Yeah, Bitch Slappers. And then Twisted, Homies.
But even ABK's on Homies, you can hear him in the background and stuff.
And what's the track Esham's on? What the fuck?
Hell's Forecast. And then he's on the first Supervillains track, which is a hidden song. It's not Joker's card, but even remember, Esham was even on one of the Bizarre Bazaars. He was on that song, Questions or Tell Me Why. Mm-hmm. He was like doing the chorus. He's like, Jesus, tell me why. I must find out why.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of people don't know that was actually Esham doing that.
There was a ton of features on ICP's Forgotten Freshness Volume 4. Tech 9, Esham, Mac 10. There was some Mikey Clark remixes that were cool.
Mac 10, you know, West Side Connection with Ice Cube, a group that he did.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is in the same category, but on Shaggy 2 Dope solo album, Twisted was featured on there. Why They Always Fucking With Us.
And then on Forgotten Freshness 4, you would count the song Thug Pit. It's a Halloween song. It has all those other people, but it has the legendary Bone Thugs and Harmony on a track with ICP.
Is that on the Hallowicked disc?
Yeah, that could still count too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Good call, dude.
And there's another track. You forgot some of the artists that they've worked with off of Psychopathics from Outer Space. Remember the track Dead End with Ice-T? That was originally supposed to be on the Jungle Brothers, wasn't it?
Oh, imagine if that was. I mean...
He said he would be on there for free. He wasn't charging.
Man, ODB, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Ice-T all on
Ice-T killed that song. Holy shit. And that's a really one of my all-time on my list of favorite ICP songs. I was like, oh god, back then this song would have made a good music video being played on late night TV. Just the imagery.
That Tech 9, that Madhouse track, that was good enough to be featured on a Psychopathics from Outer Space album. I'm just saying, that's a good song, you know.
And then on part 2, they did the song Out Here with the legendary Bushwick Bill.
Yeah, Out Here.
And then you got to put 2 Live Crew in there because they're a legendary hip-hop group from like the 80s or something. It Swallow This Nut, but that was also with Vanilla Ice. You even want to count when ICP and Twisted were on Just Another Crazy Click 3-6 Mafia's album. They've worked with a lot of well-known rappers that you probably never would have thought they did. A lot of those rappers I've grown up listening to also.
Exactly. Now, on The Tempest, the only feature on that album is who?
DJ Clay. That probably introduced some people to DJ Clay, even though he was DJing at the Tempest release party, and of course he did DJing for Shaggy, but for some people it was probably off that album.
Of course, because more people are going to get that album than who are at a show. I'm DJ Clay, the hottest DJ fucking around today, or something.
I remember going to that release party. That was awesome, and then Shaggy was doing DJ for a little bit.
How fucking awesome is it to have, like, your introduction to the fucking world be on one of ICP's albums? I'm just saying, DJ Clay is a lucky motherfucker.
I know, and he's very young, too. Shit. I think when he first did his first Psychopathic show, he was like 16 or something.
Yeah.
So he's probably like my age. Holy shit.
All right, man. So let's continue this list. Violent J's The Shining. We've got Esham. You've got Necro. I know there was a few Esham tracks, and one of them, the Gatekeeper, features another MC, and I don't remember his name right now.
The other one with Esham is Candyland, which I don't know why, I just laugh at that song, but like in a good way.
Oh, that song is fucking ridiculous.
Because you know what that song reminds me of? If you've ever seen that spoof video with Charlie the unicorn, and they're like, "We're going to Candy Mountain, Charlie." That's exactly what it makes me think of every time when I hear it. If you ever watched that video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what it makes me think of.
Unfortunately, I do know what you're talking about.
But that video is freaking funny. Charlie, we're on a bridge, Charlie.
I can't believe I actually know that shit, but I do.
No, but if you listen to that song and watch the video, it goes so well together for some weird reason. It's like you want to watch it if you're having a bad trip or something.
Dude, that's it. That's all I got. We reached the end of my list, so I want to thank everybody for joining the fucking Mighty Death Popcast tonight. DonChaos, Panic 17, Cali Green 2 Fresh. Of course, we're going to be back with the next episode, which is featuring Ghetto Rainbows. So get excited, motherfuckers, because that's...
Be prepared to taste the rainbow, bitches.
Perfect. We're done.